Hi everyone, welcome to Channeling Love. It's Diane and here is your angel message for today. Okay, so I'm asking today again, first of all, what do we need to know? What do we need to know within the collective? And I might go on to do a little bit of a pick a card if I remember to. So what do we need to know today? Okay, I've heard stop. The miracle of nature. This comes up a lot as a theme. So I'm just going to talk about that a little bit, because in terms of ascension, in terms of healing, in terms of reconnecting with ourselves, nature is very important at the moment. Not only is it very powerful for us to be in nature, but eating more plants is absolutely essential right now, because we are surrounded by this artificial concrete universe, you know, this thing that we've built. And we've also got this other aspect, this other manifestation of that, which is the artificial plastic toxic food that we've created as well. And this isn't a criticism, it's not a judgment at all. We've all been down that path. You know, if I hadn't been down that path, I wouldn't be able to comment on it. And, you know, there are often temptations and we get drawn in. This is really just about awareness, because we're free to make choices. You know, this isn't a religion. It's about knowing what serves you in a particular way and what serves you in another way. So you might find yourself just sort of hiding out among the junk food for a while, and that might feel right for a while. But if you're wanting to ascend, or if you're wanting to release anxiety and, you know, feeling a bit down or having doubt or fear about the future, the best thing you can possibly do is connect with nature, because this is our nature. This is what we are. We are organic beings. We are, you know, biological beings. There are substances in the earth, in the physical, in the dirt, in the ground, that actually are antidepressants for human beings. It's been scientifically proven. So when we connect with nature, it's not just because, oh, nature's so beautiful and everyone always says we should connect with nature. It's because it actually heals us. It heals us physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. It helps us to build our light body. So we need to be out in nature as much as possible. For some, it will be the trees. For some, it will be the mountains. For others, it will be the sea. And for some, it will be filling a balcony with plants. But it's very important for us to connect with nature. And when you start to actually imbibe nature, when you start to actually eat more plants, eat lots of fruit, eat lots of raw vegetables, you know, where you can actually feel and engage with the life force of those plants, that is also another way of connecting very deeply with nature. And we need that at this time more than ever. Really, really important when everything is becoming very artificial and, you know, even more constructed around us. We have choices. We have two choices. There's, you know, this is a planet of polarity, and that has not yet ceased to be the case. Although we won't talk about what's in the future, but it's definitely much less marked than this. It's much more harmonious. Having said that, where we are at this point, we need to decide where we're going to go in the future, what we're going to lean into. And if you are feeling out of sorts or lost or out of balance and just cannot seem to connect again with your higher nature or with your sense of hope and possibility and joy, one of the quickest ways to do that is to get out into nature. I'm not going to tell you to do a juice fast or to have a raw food diet or to try 75% raw, because I'm not a dietitian. But, you know, you just do your research, use your intuition, use your own common sense and you know, connect with your physicians and all the rest of it. But I think we know what I'm saying here. Okay, so I'm going to ask for another card. What else is important for us to know, Spirit? What do we need to do today apart from re-energizing in nature? What else is important? Count your blessings. So gratitude, the vibration of gratitude is extremely important at this time. Not just because, you know, we are being told to be grateful. Be grateful. Count your blessings. There are people starving, you know, all that stuff we were told growing up. It's not about that. It's about how noticing what there is to be grateful for actually puts us back in a more positive vibration, a more positive frame of mind. It opens the heart again. It helps us to reconnect with our lives. It helps us to feel that joy vibration that helps us to manifest. It gives us all of those wonderful things. So, if you have, today feels as if there's a lot of healing that needs to be done. Maybe a lot of us are feeling a bit jangled, a bit frazzled, a bit anxious. So getting out into nature and making some notes in your gratitude journal, just 5 things that you feel grateful for. And I know there are times when it feels as if there is nothing to feel grateful for, but I promise you, you can pull yourself out of that mindset and pull yourself out of some incredibly difficult situations just by focusing on gratitude. Okay, so let's just see, what else do we need to do? I'm going to choose a message from the little book of guidance, daily guidance. Where do I need to go, Spirit? Where are we going today? 57, thank you. Right, eternal light. A day to remember that there is always light at the end of the tunnel, however long and dark it may seem. Find your inner strength, your eternal light, and decide that you will emerge triumphant. However challenging the situation may seem, you are never alone. Look for the lightness in your current situation. Again, gratitude, isn't it? It's count your blessings. So let's go back to that. So it may not seem as if there's anything to be grateful at the moment. So start with something very, very small. You had somewhere to sleep last night, presumably, because you're watching this video. Maybe you have access to technology. Hopefully you had a nice comfortable place to sleep last night. What else is there? Maybe the sun was shining today for a while. That's quite beautiful. And just build on small things like that, just simple things. The breath in your body, the air that you breathe, the fact that your legs are strong and healthy and they carry you around, or if not your legs, then, maybe your lungs, there's something working for you. Maybe you have some gifts or talents that you're not using because you're sort of immersed in this sense of gloom. But focus on those things and do something that brings you joy today. Do something that reminds you that you have those gifts and that those gifts could be pointing out the way to a better, kinder, nicer and more fulfilled life at some point. So send love and lightness to it, to your situation. If all else fails, reach out to someone for help. Where there's life, there is always hope. Where there is light, there is always love. Love, light, and life are eternal and cannot be destroyed. There is always hope, always hope. Okay, so I'm going to ask for a card today, that will give me something else that we need to know today, something that will help us to be truly hopeful, truly inspired, and truly grateful. Okay. Get the big picture, view from above. I love that. That is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So what I would say about this card in the context of everything that's just been shared is that this is a day to try not to focus so much on the small stuff, but rise above it, okay, and get a really clear sense of what your big goal is, your bigger vision. We all have days that, things don't go quite as planned. We don't get as much done as we want to, or, things just seem a bit gloomy in the world, or there's a heavy vibration. It just happens sometimes. Shift happens. So if it's been one of those days, just rather than focusing on what hasn't worked out today or this week or this month, get in touch again with the bigger picture for your life. It's, again, that saying that most people overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Where do you want to be 10 years from now? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? What's your really big goal? What's your really big plan? And how can you start putting those steps in place so that you can't get thrown off balance so easily on a day-to-day basis. You understand that these daily things that come and go are just the twists and turns of fortune on the way to achieving your goal, achieving your bigger dream, and that you never give up on your dream. There's no need to give up on your dream. You simply have to understand that that dream exists outside of the time and space that you currently inhabit. It exists way beyond today or this week or this month or even this year, and do not lose sight of it. Hold on to it, recapture it, re-enliven it, draw some plans, draw some blueprints, but make them wider. Plan for the next 10 years, the next 5 years, rather than the next 3 weeks and oh my God, why hasn't it happened yet? Why isn't anything happening? Yes, be a realist in that sense. But be a dreamer in the sense that you can hold on to those really big goals and believe that you can achieve them. I think we're done. Okay, thanks very much for watching, everyone. We'll be back soon. Bye.